They start on the ground with McCaffrey. And he'll go down at the 26, following a gain of 6. A lot of running backs, a little bit of a disadvantage when you start talking MVP. Might not be the case this year. You think he's got a shot, don't you?
I do. I think he's got more than a shot. But what he's going to need here down the stretch this late in the season, he needs that big closing game, that game that we're all going to reflect on and go, oh, my goodness, did he put up a number, let's say, 200 plus?
It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a 3rd down.
Oftentimes when you see a running back get bunched up in the backfield, it's usually because the defensive tackle is eating up blockers for others to make the play. Not in this case.
Here's 3rd and 6. Levis out of the shotgun now. That is caught. And he is going to have a 49ers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays. In Washington territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. Levis looking to throw. He'll get this underneath to McCaffrey. So nothing doing there, and that'll make it 2nd down. The Niners at 10-2 on the year. They were winners their last time out, so they'll be looking to make it 2 in a row.
And so much about football, partner, comes down to mindset. Being in the right frame of mind, and the best way to get in that good frame of mind, winning. So they come in feeling good. They got the home crowd behind them. I think they're going to be tough to beat.
Complete out to Samuel on the quick throw. And he's brought down at the 24 after a gain of 4.
It's a game of matchups, and that's why you take your receivers and move them around a bunch, especially your best guys. And when they work out of the slot, you often hear the coaches talk about how great it is because it gives you a two-way go. You can break out or you can break in. That makes it hard to defend.
That ball caught. Brandon Ayuk. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. The end result, 21 yards. And forget about the run to set up the pass. They're just coming out throwing.
Forget trying to set anything up. They feel like they have the advantage. They feel like they have the matchups, and they're just attacking right now.
Yep, going to the air on the open. And he'll take this into the end zone for a San Francisco touchdown. Christian McCaffrey with career touchdown number 109. That ties him with Barry Sanders on the all-time NFL list. And the 49ers post the first points of the ballgame as they take the lead here in this second quarter. Moody good with the extra point, and that makes the score 7-0. Here is Wisnowski to boot it away following the touchdown. And this will be a touchback, so they'll bring it out to the 25. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. And they are back down to the 500 mark after 2 straight losses. And Charles, this is a team that, to be frank, their play has really dropped off the last couple of weeks.
And Brandon, I think there's a sense around the building that they can't let this losing streak get any worse than it is. Because if they were to lose here and fall below 500, then you're playing catch-up the rest of the way. They've got to take a stand and make it stop right now.
Off the play fake. Lane slings this deep for McLaurin. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
Zone coverage there, and they were playing deep. That makes it obviously a little bit harder to run by guys. At that time, there's not much of a window to get the ball in there, and it winds up incomplete.
So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. They give to Mixon to try to pick it up. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. It's a 7-yard gain there, and it's good enough to move the chains.
That right there, a good sign for a team that's had trouble converting third down so far this year. They're in the bottom 5 in the NFL, but they come through there.
Yeah, and I bet if we put our guy Marvin on the case and say, Marvin, tell us where they rank on 3rd and 1, right? I bet they're in the top 5 in the league on 3rd and 5, 3rd and 6, 3rd and 7 or more, because that's how you end up not converting. Just too much yardage to pick up on 3rd down.
This is 2nd and 8. Operating from the gun, Lane. He gets this in the hands of Mixon. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory.
10 yards there, good for a Washington first down.
And they'll use him out of the backfield, and sometimes quite a bit. They're just trying to get him touches any way they can. 4 catches a week ago, there's another one right there.
So from inside Niner territory now, this is 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. It's Mixon on the counter, and he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness, he's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
They're putting together a drive here in the final minutes of the half. But the coverage has been tight all game long, and they certainly want to keep them up the scoreboard here.
This offense on 3rd down today, they've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 11. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And this is going to be incomplete.
When I watched that play, I thought about what my coaches have told me in the past. The biggest teaching point, get your head around. Locate the football so you can make a play on it while it's in the air. That's exactly what he did there. That was nice.
And now the punter, Tress Way, as he sends this one away. And this will be out of bounds, and they spot it at the 15-yard line. Not too bad. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway.
Well, just 2 series in here, Charles, but everything's gone to script so far. They got a touchdown on their first drive. Their defense holds, and now they've got a chance to take a 2-score lead.
And to co-sign with you, exactly the start they scripted up. And really, that kind of start, that can set the tone for the game for them.
So from the 22 here, 2nd and 2.
Shotgun handoff now to McCaffrey. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
They'll try and pick it up with McCaffrey. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. 13 yards there and a Niner first.
Back to throw, it's Levis.
And he'll dump this off to his running back, McCaffrey. And that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35.
Brings us 2nd and 11 at the 35-yard line.
Levis to throw it.
Another grab here for the dynamic Christian McCaffrey. The 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half.
Levis now on 1st and 10.
And he will find his man Samuel. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. Now San Francisco going to call their 2nd timeout as the clock will stop with 33 seconds to go in the first half. So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on 1st down.
Now Levis. And trying to get it to Samuel, but it's intercepted. And the Commanders are going to take possession here at their own 6-yard line.
Definitely not the ideal time to see that mistake, partner, because this is still a one-possession game, and that's at least a field goal that just vanished with that turnover. Now, pressure's on defensively to prevent that pick from turning into points for the other side.
The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. And they'll begin inside their own 10, so field position certainly not in their favor here. And Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts.
It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. Looking to throw on 2nd down. Lane. That's complete. Terry McLaurin with it. Now he's free at the 35. He may go. And he's going to be out of bounds all the way down inside the 15. A big play there just before halftime. And even 80 yards. We know he's good at catching the football, but then after the catch, he's got escapability.
Not only that, he's got some toughness as well, because you know he's coached very hard to make sure he battles through, breaks tackles, and then they finish with, but don't fumble the football.
Throwing on 1st down. Lane. Oh, he rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked up by Diamador Lenore. To the end zone, a pick 6 for the 49er D as they score a touchdown. An excellent play there, CD, on the pick 6, and I think were they a nickel? Did they have an extra DB out there?
Yeah, Brandon, I think they were in standard nickel, not the Buffalo, as teams like to call it, meaning 3 safeties for big nickel. They just wanted to take away the quarterback's throwing lanes, and that's exactly what they did, and came through with a big-time pick 6.
Moody good with the extra point.
And that will take us to the end of the first half of play. Time for a break. We've hit halftime. 2 quarters down. 2 still remain. We step aside. This is the NFL on EA Sports. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gordon, set and ready to rock for the 3rd quarter.
A 2-touchdown game, 14-0 the score as we get rolling again here in the 2nd half. Now this will be returned from deep in the end zone. And he returns this to the 22. The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. This offense set to begin the 3rd quarter, and Charles, if they had a checklist of things they wanted to accomplish in the first half, certainly at the top of that list would be having the lead, and they've got that here.
That's always the most important box to check, isn't it? But also, they've had some success in their passing game, so probably an empty box, establishing the run. They're on pace for fewer than 100 yards in this one, so now they want to make sure that they get that going so they truly have a control in this ball game, and down the stretch, being able to be balanced, either throw it or run it, and try and win this ball game.
He'll drop it off to McCaffrey, and he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They've become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
And he's going to be a yard short. Needed 4, but got 3.
We can make this one pretty simple. Locked up all of his progressions downfield, forced to get it to his running back. But how about the way they ran to the football and knocked him down to force a 4th down?
Here comes the 49ers punter now. And the way this offense has moved the ball, he hasn't been needed till here in the 3rd. And it's taken in at the 9. And when it's said and done, it's a 58-yard punt.
And it will be Washington football now with a 1st and 10. Out They're set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. And their defense did its job by forcing the punt to start things out, and now, Charles, can the offense get in gear?
I think, partner, you can sense them saying, okay, the first half was theirs, but now let's get the momentum back on our side. We forced a punt. Now let's go downfield and score. If we do that, we'll be set up well for the second half. Another attempt, another incompletion, and when I look at the scoreboard and where we are in this game, it comes to mind that they have to start getting the ball in the hands of their playmakers. Throw it to the guys that maybe can take a short pass and turn it into a long gain or make people miss downfield. They've got to have points, and the guys who can put the ball in the end zone, they're the ones that need to touch the ball.
Another throw on second down, and this one incomplete as well. He's had trouble finding open receivers all game, CD, and that's because really there hasn't been many. This defense has been all over.
Yeah, they're one of the better defenses in the league, and every time I talk to someone around the NFL, they all say the exact same thing. They're so fundamentally sound, it's hard to execute against them.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. Operating from the gun, Lane. And that one to the right side and incomplete. Well, the passing windows are just not there, and that's just another example of how great this defense has been all game long.
And that's exactly what a top 10 defense can do. They can really change the game tempo and frustrate you as you try to execute offensively.
Hamler now on the return. And nice work on the return as he gets about 15 yards back. And the Niners will go on offense. 1st and 10. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. This crew had to punt last time they had the ball, but when you've got a lead like this, you content to play the field position game?
You are to an extent, especially if you like your defense, because you have the lead, you've been controlling the game. But why put them in a tougher spot? You want to get out there and get something done on offense and maybe take command of this game yourself.
And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. From just across the midfield stripe, here's 2nd and a yard. McCaffrey running up the middle. And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a 1st down.
2nd and 1 is often an invitation to take the big shot downfield. I bet the offensive linemen said, are you kidding? We just get on our backs and let's go get the 1st down. They love being physical.
And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
A 2nd down throw from Levis. Gets this to his running back. It's Christian McCaffrey. And they're going to have another 1st down here as the tackle's made at Washington's 25-yard line. They got 18 yards out of that one, and it gets them a new set of downs. On 1st down, Levis connects with Kittle underneath. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. He has now hit number 500. Charles, that is his 500th NFL career catch.
Definitely worthy of applause, but I remember when 500 meant you were going to the Hall of Fame. Nowadays, in today's football, 500 puts you on the path, a significant number.
Levis back to throw. The same target, same result. It's Kittle. And the Niners are going to have a 1st and goal as the tackle made at the 10-yard line. First and 10. Here's Levis. He'll get this out wide here to McCaffrey. Touchdown! Christian McCaffrey with touchdown number 27. That ties Priest Holmes for the 3rd most in a single year. And the Niners will add on to their lead here in the final minute of the 3rd. The extra point try now for Moody. And it is now 21-0.
Next to score, Niners 21, Commanders nothing.
Here is Wisnowski to boot it away following the touchdown. Taken at the goal line. And able to get this out to the 25.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
Now a throw here to his running back. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. 10 yards there, good for a Washington first down.
And that's a nice throw right there. And I'll tell you what I've seen in recent times and actually watched the presentation.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. A draw play for Mixon. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
I think this offense, specifically this running game, they're going to have to find a way to turn the page because they haven't found a way to run it effectively thus far, and it's cost them.
Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss. Throwing quickly, that's caught by Brown out wide. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They tackle them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
On 3rd down, Lane. Open man there is Malone. And he's not quite going to get to the marker. It'll be a gain of 8 on 3rd and 10.
I thought they might take a shot down the field, but instead they ran a little drag route there. I think they were hoping he could catch it and run away from the defender. But a really good job keeping the play in front of them, and they force a 4th down.
As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And he is going to have a Washington first down. They didn't get a lot, but they do convert on 4th. Now they'll change things around before the snap. They go play action here on 1st down. And this is incomplete. Very lucky to get that one back. That nearly picked. It's 2nd down now.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
Now a 2nd and 10. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. They'll set up the screen here to Mixon. That's a gain of 4 as we slip inside of 4 minutes left in regulation. Off play action. Lane. To the sideline and incomplete. Well, it just seems like all game long there hasn't been a lot of sync quarterback to wide receiver on this side of the football.
They haven't been on the same page, quarterback and receivers. Heck, they haven't been on the same grease board when you draw plays up. They haven't been on the same surface tablet that you look at on the sidelines. Nothing's worked for them. They've got to find a way to start matching each other's movements.
And this is going to wind up working out just fine as he'll have a Washington first down and an exhale there as they convert on 4th. They'll look to throw again. He completes this one to Terry McLaurin. And he takes it down to the 10-yard line. He's been a one-man wrecking crew these last couple of plays. This time 18 more and a first down.
Nice game there, partner, but you and I both know that won't do anything for the final score. They're not going to win this one. Right now they're playing for pride and fantasy points.
And just to erase that goose egg, nobody wants to be shut out. Back to throw again. And that is caught, but the back judge right there to say incomplete. This one winding toward a conclusion. And how would you assess how the secondary is played?
Well, we just saw them take another shot downfield that was incomplete, correct?
Correct.
So my assessment is that if anyone's played really well in this game.
And this is taken in for a Washington touchdown. A great play there. His 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Commanders are finally on the board here in the 4th quarter. The extra point by Sly is up and good. And they'll cut the lead to 21-7. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And this will be brought out from the middle of the end zone. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. So both of these teams, Charles, coming off touchdowns now, but this offense, they just had to stand on the sideline, watch their opponent author a really impressive drive to reach the end zone.
Yeah, and I think you're not telling yourself the truth if you don't think there's some one-upsmanship going on right now, because they just had their touchdown answered by a drive of double-digit plays that also found the end zone. Now they want to do something even more impressive to answer that one.
Here's 2nd and 10. Levis looking to throw. They'll get this to McCaffrey out of the backfield. And his defense here going to burn their 2nd timeout. But you can also factor in another timeout that they'll get when the clock stops at the 2-minute warning.
I know it was a gain, but you have to sense probably a little bit of disappointment there, because when it's out there in open space, I think they expect to get more out of a play, don't you?
Especially when you're getting it to your guy out of the backfield. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Picked off by Quan Martin. And the return here is stopped at the 35-yard line. They'll come up 1st and 10 here. Out of the shotgun, they run with Mixon. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Washington with the football here as we welcome you back. Here comes 2nd down. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. A throw over the middle taken in. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. One timeout at their disposal, but more pressing is the need for 2 scores, obviously. Here's 1st and 10. And this is intercepted, and that should do it.
It's not the first time we've seen him give one up here during his rookie season. And in this case, zone coverage forced the mistake. He's made some strides week to week in how he's handling the different type of coverages that he's seeing, but clearly there's some growing still to do.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And barring mistakes, they should be able to kneel this one out and finish it off. And there's only one timeout remaining on the defensive side of the ball, so that doesn't... They got his man complete! A big play there for the Niners. 58 yards. Every defensive staff harps on limiting explosive plays. Job not so well done there.
Yeah, they talk about it all the time. A lot harder to stop, though, isn't it? And when you think of an explosive play, most offensive staffs define them as passes of 20 or more yards and runs of 15 or more yards.
They went zooming past that number there.
I think it's pretty evident. We can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they've stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments. Now a deep ball there on 2nd down, but it'll wind up incomplete.
That's some good closing speed there defensively, because that looked open for a minute. But that's great work with the ball in the air. Never gave up, converged on his man, and broke the play up.
And he'll be taken down well before the first at about the 36-yard line. It's a 7-yard run, but it does bring up 4th down.
This drive is turning into an extended one, and the guy carrying the ball, he's becoming more like a body blows guy. Every carry is putting some damage on the defense. So after a while, I'm not too sure how many guys are going to want to run up and tackle him.
Jake Moody now on for the field goal. This to make it a 3-score game late. And this is right down the middle as he puts it through, and that will extend their lead even further.
So they haven't called on him at all until this point, but he comes through here and buries one from long range.
Yeah, that's awfully impressive because usually kickers like to get that first one out of their system in the first quarter, sort of get them into the flow of the game, but to come in this late and knock it down from long distance, give him a lot of credit.
And that final kickoff concludes the ball game, partner. One side, a really nice win in this one. They were good on offense and on defense.
And I'm guessing in the other locker room, partner, the head coach is just telling his team, hey, we didn't play well enough to keep it close enough where that one possession down the stretch might have given us an opportunity to win the game.
So for the Niners, the win pushes their record now to 11-2 on the year. And they'll get to start.